Hi everybody, I'm Brad Silbert with the Hamilton County Television Sports Program. Today we are joined by Hamilton Southeastern head coach Michael Kelly. And first, coach, congratulations on a great victory Friday night. Let's talk about that game Friday a little bit.
Thank you, I appreciate it very much. It was an exciting game for our students and for our team and our coaching staff. It was a fun environment to be in for sure.
We were calling it the Rain Bowl out there in the press box.
It was wet.
It was kind of a sloppy night out there.
Yes, sir. Yeah, luckily we have turf. I saw a couple games around the state where they were not so fortunate. And then beautiful fields turned into mud bowls real quick. But we're blessed to have the facilities we do here.
Well, now you're in your second year here with the Royals. You've had some head coaching experience and a lot of coaching experience, but how's this, the second year going and the transition from one coaching staff to another for you?
I think it's been phenomenal. I think our kids have really just kind of getting into a routine. We have our routines. They know what they're going to do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and they know what's going on. And so last year, kind of learning that through COVID created a little bit of some challenge for us, but this year I think our guys understand exactly what we want and how we practice and kind of the tone we have in practice and the structure of practice and all the things that make a football team a football team. Our guys understand that, and our coaching staff does a nice job of setting some high expectations for our players and pushing them, challenging them, and coaching them up.
Well, this Friday night, you'll be on the road to Westfield, a team that you've already played once this season. Not to belabor a point, but in September, it started out a pretty good game for the Royals, and then things in the second half kind of went the way of all evil. Talk a little bit about that game and what you learned from it.
Well, we talked to our team a lot about you face against great competition. Westfield's a very good football team. Obviously, they haven't lost a conference game in 2 years, and so they're a very, very good football team. And your margin for error against good teams is very, very small. And we made some mistakes in that game that proved to be pretty costly to us in the long run. And we talk about a lot, field position. And you go back in that game, and they were able to start with the ball outside the 30-yard line a lot, and we were starting inside the 20-yard line quite a bit. And those things, and your chances of scoring greatly increase when you move that ball closer to the end zone. And so versus starting further away from it. And so we talked a lot about the special teams game. We've been talking a lot about making sure we're buttoned up, so to speak, in all three phases of the game, making sure we're ready and prepared in the special teams game, as well as offensively and defensively. They're a good football team. They're well coached. They don't miss tackles. They do things the right way. And so for us, it's going to be, again, another game where it's very important that we are disciplined, fundamentally sound. We do our job. We don't do someone else's job, but we're doing our job, and we take care of the football.
Let's talk about some of the key offensive and defensive players on the team. Defensively, you guys have come on strong this year.
Yes, sir. I'm very pleased with the way Coach McCaslin has our defense playing. I think we preach it a lot, but we want to play fast and we want to play physical. And I think if you watch our team throughout the course of the year, that's one thing that's been very specifically on defense. We play extremely fast and we fly around, and we limit the big play in many ways from that perspective. So I've been extremely pleased with what we've been able to do defensively this year.
Some of your top defensive players.
Well, Jackson Constantine at the inside linebacker position he's our signal caller, and he's making sure the defense is lined up correctly. Loudon Sunland has just been an absolute beast on the football field. You can run away from him, catch you. You can run to him, and he's going to stop you. And so he's been phenomenal this year for us. And defensive line, Dominic has had a nice season for us. Drew Parker's done a great job. And then Evan Sherrill is very quick off the football, and he can beat you with his speed. And then in the back end, Cole Earlywine and Noah Wolf have done a nice job just getting us lined up correctly in the secondary, as well as Peyton Daniels and Miller on the other side have been phenomenal as well. And so, across the board defensively, we got, a lot of teams that we face have the guy and I don't know that we necessarily have the guy, but we have the guys, and so they work well together and do a lot for us defensively.
Well, I grew up in Chicago in the era of the Bears, and when Mike Ditka was a player for the Bears, and I know one of the things he always talked about was the defense set things up for the offense. Well, let's move over to the offense. The offense this season and the games that I have seen is just I want to use the word phenomenal. I don't know if that's a good word to use or not, but the thing that has impressed me with the offense is the diversity that you have on offense.
Yeah, we got a lot of guys that have really bought into their position. Last week, Jack Walford's run down the field and allows two of our running backs to score long touchdown runs because he's hustling and getting himself in position. But he's also that same guy that can make a big play over the top of a defense. And so guys that just buy into what we've asked them to do and do it at a high level has been outstanding. You know, Blaine Wart's and what he's able to do with the football. Everyone says that's your running back, being no taller than what he is and no bigger than what he is, but he runs extremely hard, as does Owen Jones. Both of those guys have been great with the football in their hands. And then Sam Jacobs has done a nice job as of late, really using his legs and creating another layer of a challenge for the defense that have to defend, but also can do it with his arm when necessary. So we got a lot of positive. And then your offensive line in front of those guys, you know, they're not very big. You know, I think a lot of times we roll out our offensive line and our opponents might be thinking, "What? Are you serious? These guys?" And we got, you know, Isaiah Kegley is under 200 pounds, and Mitchell Rittman is right at 200 pounds, and they do a nice job using just technique and coming off the ball, playing low and playing with great leverage, but more importantly, playing with great heart. And then Jack Greer. He's our big horse, and he can move the pile, and then at the tackle position with Jackson Philauer and John Grubbs have also done a phenomenal job for it this year. And then DC, Dylan Connor has moved on both sides of football, offensively and defensively. I think he's our leading receiver right now. But what he's able to do for us on the field, both offensively and defensively, has made us, I think, a challenge to defend. And that's one thing that we want to make sure. You can't just key on Blaine. I think, you know, last year we had teams that were keying on Blaine a little bit, and if you're stopping Blaine, you can stop us offensively. And this year, Coach Whites has done a nice job of trying to utilize all of our guys to make sure that you just can't key on one guy.
Well, let's talk about a couple of the key matchups and maybe compare apples to apples here between the Shamrocks and the Royals. Obviously, the quarterback situation, both of these teams, excellent quarterbacks.
Yeah, their quarterback he's got a big arm, and he can extend plays with his legs. And, you know, in our first contest, we got him in third and long a couple times, and he's able to make a throw on the sideline that you're like, how in the world did he fit it into that window? And so it just reiterates the importance of making sure our guys do their job, staying in lanes and so on and so forth. And then with Sam on our side, using his legs and what he's been able to do with his legs this year in the running game, as well as throwing the ball vertically when necessary, has been good.
Sam seems to have, in addition to the mobility in the backfield when he's trying to set up a pass, he also seems to have that strength to take that run, and he's got a lot of yardage.
Yeah, he's our third leading rusher right now in our offense, and so he's right around right over 500 yards, I believe, on the season in the rushing game. I think he's averaging over 11 yards a carry, and so when he takes it, he's going, and he's got the speed. He's probably the fastest kid in our program, and so he's got the speed to really challenge the defense.
Now, how does the Hamilton Southeastern defense match up with the offense of Westfield? Specifically, let's talk about, you know, just a little bit about the run and then the pass.
I think what we say about Westfield is they do a nice job of getting themselves in the right play. You know, they'll call a defense and they do check with me's, and so they do a great job of finding where you're vulnerable and taking care of that vulnerability and attacking that vulnerability. And so I think for us it's important that we identify where we are vulnerable in our defense. You can't defend everything. You can't you be a master of all things. You try and do everything, you're a master of nothing at all. And so what we try to do is identify for our defense, hey, this is where they're going to try to attack us when we're in this. And so trying to make them aware of those alleys, those lanes, those running lanes or passing lanes, or vice versa, has been something that we've tried to do to help give our defense an edge, so to speak, so they can be more aware of where they're going to try to attack us and what they're going to try to do to us.
Let's talk a little bit about the fans. In basketball, they always talk about the sixth man being the fans, and to kind of coin and copy a phrase, you could almost call the fans the 12th man for you guys. How much is the support of the community and the students meant to you guys this year?
It's been huge. I think it's been awesome. The Friday night after the game's over, it's pouring down rain, and you see our student section come out and just celebrate with us after that game. It's been awesome. But that's been them all year long. We talk about the banners and the awards, the Spirit Awards. And I hope we were able to win that, but at the same time, part of our success this season is due to our fan support and our student section support and walking the hallways and just guys excited about and girls excited about what we're doing with the football team. It gives energy to the school, and I think it gives energy to our team. And I'm very thankful and very grateful to our student crew. I try and hashtag the Blue Crew all the time just so they know, hey, we appreciate you, and your efforts have not gone unnoticed. I challenged them after Friday night, hey, we need you at Westfield. Make sure you make the trip over there. Yeah. And so be there and cheer us on as well.
One other area that we haven't talked about, talk a little bit about your coaching staff. I mean, obviously, you're the top dog per se, but you've surrounded yourself with some pretty doggone good coaching talent.
Yeah, you can't coach in the 6A level without having great coaches, and I've been fortunate to be able to bring some guys in, and some guys have come on board and stuck around. Dave White sticking around from Coach Morse's staff, and Tyler, Coach Taylor staying around as well have been awesome, and then Coach Gastineau coaching our D-line. He's done a phenomenal job just getting guys that buy in and enjoy it and have fun. He's got some guys that play at a level that there were question marks at the beginning of the year, but as the season's progressed, he's done a great job of just getting the buy-in from them of how you play and what kind of effort you play with. And then Coach Hudson, he's a guy we brought back. He was at Purdue as a GA, and he coaches our inside linebackers, and he's been outstanding. The energy and enthusiasm he coaches with. I think when we're trying to put together a coaching staff, you're trying to find that melting pot of coaches. Not everyone can be the X and O guy, because if you got a bunch of X and O guys, you don't have any energy guys, you don't have any enthusiastic guys, you don't have guys that can build that relationship with their players. And so I think we're fortunate to have all those parts to our staff. Coach Whites does a great job coordinating the offense, and then what I've enjoyed this year is the ability to step back and let our coaches coach. I put out our practice plan and tell them, hey, this is what I want, this is what I want to see, and then I walk around and help coach positions as we're going through. Coach Lewis has done a phenomenal job as a corners coach, and then our running backs coach, Coach Allen, sometimes you get some personalities in your backfield because I want the ball, but he's done a great job of just helping them understand how they work together for the common good of our program and make it into a team and not a me. We talk about that a lot. It's a teammate, not a me mate. Teammates in it for the group, and me guys in it for what I can get out of it. And so that's been awesome. And then Coach Chang, we got him from Fishers. I actually had the privilege of coaching him when he was in high school, and he came over this year and has done a great job with Coach Radican. He was joined the staff this year as well, and he's another O-line coaching guy. Coach Byers coaches our tight ends, and he's done a tremendous job with that. And then Coach Magas came from Arkansas, and we stole him from Arkansas. His girlfriend was getting a job at Riley. He reached out this summer and said, hey, any interest? Do you have any openings? And I said, sure, come on aboard. And then we got another coach, Coach Stimson, has done a great job. He's volunteering as well. So Coach Hamilton's a volunteer. I've been blessed with a lot of guys that we don't have egos. And I think a lot of times in the coaching staff, you got a bunch of ego guys that want it their way, and we got a group of guys that just work together and understand that we all want to win at the end of the day, and kind of build off one another and play off one another. And every Friday night, we talk about it before we started. We have pizza and wings at my house after the games are over, and win or lose, and we're going to celebrate and have a good time together. We sit down, talk about football, and we love it. It's been phenomenal. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention our freshman staff that are building the program. I think a lot of times young coaches undervalue what the importance of that freshman staff is, and Coach Lance has done a phenomenal job this year of building the type of culture of players that we're looking for as they move into their sophomore season. And he's the head coach, and then Coach Bratton has been the offensive coordinator. Coach Bond coaches the O-line, and Coach Alexa coaches the secondary and the receivers. Coach Irish coaching the linebackers, or the D-line, and the receivers more specifically. And so that's been – Coach Gorn came on staff as well, and he's been a huge addition just with his vast knowledge of played at the NFL level and then came and being a part of a high school program. It's been awesome. And so that's a long answer, and I get the credit for a lot of things, and I do very little. Our coaches do a lot. So I'm very, very blessed to have the coaches I have.
Well, leadership is very important, but a very wise man told me one day the most important asset you've got is your staff. And obviously, Coach Kelly, you have bought into that. We'll wish you the best of luck coming up Friday night. For anybody who wants to go to the game, tickets are available. They are online. And I believe you can go to the Hamilton Southeastern website and get them, or I'm not sure.
Yeah,
where
Twitter.
else?
You look at HSC Football Twitter page. I tweeted it out. Our Blue Crew tweeted it out. Our athletic departments tweeted that out. So a good way to find us is through that Twitter page as well.
Well, there's a lot of room there in Riverview Stadium.
It's gorgeous.
We know for a fact that the Shamrocks will have a lot of people there. So it would be nice to see a lot of Royals there also. Well, congratulations on a great season, and hopefully, we'll see what happens Friday night. Hopefully it'll continue for you.
Oh, I appreciate it.
On behalf of the Hamilton County Television Sports Show, brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners in Noblesville, I'm Brad Silbert. Good day.